When you think of birds, you don't always think about how terrifying they are right away. Not unless you've been watching a certain Alfred Hitchcock horror movie from the 60s, that is. But the truth is that birds are the descendants of dinosaurs, and some of them are just as terrifying. From the enormous vulture to the most impressive eagle on the planet, here's 20 dangerous birds you should run away from. Number 20. Himalayan vulture. This is what the most dangerous bird in the world can do. This species of vulture is only found in the Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau, and it's an old world vulture that's been there for a long time. It's one of the old world's 2 largest genuine raptors. It's listed as near threatened on the IUCN Red List. The griffon vulture, which is closely similar, should not be mistaken for this bird. In contrast to other birds, the Himalayan vulture's legs are covered in buffy feathers that range in hue from greenish gray to pale brown and have dark brown, bigger covert feathers, tail and wing quills, but a pale buff uniform upper side and pale tipped inner secondaries. In some individuals, the underside and underwing coverts are almost completely white. Rough feathers with white spots and sharp, spiky ruffs are seen on the heads of adult birds, which have a pale brown ruff with white streaks. Those that reach adulthood have a yellowish crown as well. Resting on rock outcroppings, Himalayan vultures leave white stains from their regular peeing on their favorite perches. They don't usually travel lower than 1,215 meters. It's only while flapping their wings that they can take to the air. Thermals are their preferred flight mode. Rattling noises can be heard when it approaches a cadaver, and it may grunt or hiss while resting or consuming carrion. Individuals may chuckle while they feed in order to scare away rival vultures or even scold them. It's not uncommon to see them in large groups, sometimes including crows, as a result of their super social nature. Before we go on, like this video, smash that subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or the centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Number 19. Golden eagle. The golden eagle, so named because of its striking gold feathers on the nape of its neck, may use up to 7 different hunting strategies, each one adapted to the size and speed of its prey. For instance, the golden eagle would soar above and then quickly descend to target slow-flying birds, literally knocking them out of the sky. When chasing huge animals like deer, it flies close to the ground and waits for the ideal opportunity to strike with its talons in a tight hold. The deadly reputation of the golden eagle gained it respect and even adoration throughout history. It was Zeus's ally in Greek mythology, acting as his messenger or omen bearer. It was also known as the royal eagle among falconers in medieval Europe, since it was only used by royalty. However, in contemporary times, the golden eagle's skill as a hunter almost proved to be its downfall. Typically, geese, rabbits, and reptiles are the small and medium-sized creature that golden eagles hunt upon. However, because of the bird's sporadic assaults on larger animals like lambs, deer, and even young brown bears, ranchers in the United States began to worry that their herds were being decimated. About 20,000 golden eagles were shot from aircraft between 1941 and 1961. After investigations refuted assertions that eagles posed a threat to ranchers' livelihoods, the government declared eagles a nationally protected species in 1962. Number 18. Polar owl. A huge white owl belonging to the owl family, this bird is known as the polar owl, or snowy owl. The bird has a 10-year lifetime on average. These strong birds eat rabbits, birds, fish, and other small rodents. These owls, which have a 140-centimeter wingspan, may attack people while they're on their breeding grounds because they equate humans with food. The owls should not be fed, and playing bird noises on your phone is also a bad idea. Throughout Canada, they travel south in the winter. However, they've been seen during a once-in-a-lifetime event as far south as Florida. Unexpectedly, these movements were not caused by a lack of food. Scientists have noticed that interruptions take place in the winter months, when lemmings and vole numbers in the snowy owl's tundra nesting sites had increased significantly. It's now believed that climate change is possibly the main factor contributing to the snowy owl's decline. Abiotic variables like more rain and less snow are anticipated to affect lemming numbers as temperatures rise, which will have an impact on the snowy owl population. Number 17. The Verreaux's eagle. A large raptor that lives mostly in Africa, this is the Verreaux's eagle. It may be confused with the Indian black eagle, which resides far to the east in Asia, since it's sometimes known as the black eagle, primarily in southern Africa. Southern East and West Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, and the southern Middle East are all suitable habitats for the Verreaux's eagle. Given that its range and life cycle revolve around its preferred prey species, the rock hyraxes, it's one of the most specialized accipitrid species in the entire globe. Despite its high level of specialization, Verreaux's eagles have historically fared well in terms of conservation. Since the late 1950s, a population of this species has been continuously and closely examined in the Matobo Hills of Zimbabwe, making it possibly the best studied eagle population in the world. This species, like other eagles, is a member of the family Accipitridae and the biological order Accipitriformes, sometimes known as accipitrids or raptors. 16 years is said to be their average lifetime. The entire population of Verreaux eagles is thought to be somewhere in the tens of thousands. The local breeding population in northeastern southern Africa is thought to consist of 240 pairs, whereas the Western Cape region of the nation might potentially house more than 2,000 pairs. In contrast to, for instance, the savanna, where martial eagles live, or the woodlands where crowned eagles reside, Verreaux eagles inhabits Kopje habitat, which is not often subject to human deforestation. Number 16. Wedge-tailed eagle. The biggest and strongest raptor in Australia is the wedge-tailed eagle. It has a wedge-shaped tail, large, fairly wide wings, and completely feathered legs. A young eagle's head and wings are somewhat lighter and reddish-brown compared to its body, which has a mid-brown tint. After around 10 years, their hue is darkened to a dark blackish-brown tint as they age. Adult females often also have lighter colors than the adult males. All of Australia, including Tasmania, a portion of Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia, are home to wedge-tailed eagles. Open woodlands, savanna, heathland, grasslands, semi-desert, desert edges, subpine forests, montane grasslands, mountain peaks, sparse tropical rainforests, monsoon forests, dwarf conifer forests, some wetlands, and coastal areas are among their habitats, though typically among the coasts is where they're found around plains that are somewhat away from the water. The wedge-tailed eagle can also be spotted in pastures, woodland clearings, farming regions, as well as in suburban towns and villages. These magnificent raptors occasionally leave their perch to fly slowly over their home range. Wedge-tailed eagles soar for hours on end without pausing to breathe, seemingly without exertion, and may frequently soar as high as 1,800 meters. Number 15. African fish eagle. The African fish eagle is a large species of eagle that may be found all throughout sub-Saharan Africa, close to sizable open water basins with a plentiful food source. Adults have huge, strong black wings and are mostly brown in color with a white head. African fish eagles have snow-white heads, breasts, and tails. Their featherless faces, however, are yellow. The hook-shaped beak is yellow with a black tip, making it perfect for a carnivorous lifestyle. Compared to the adult, the juvenile's eyes are lighter and its plumage is brown in hue. The talons on the feet are strong and feature rough bottoms to help the eagle catch slippery food. Many people associate the unusual call of this bird with the spirit or soul of Africa. Zambia and Namibia both have the African fish eagle as their national bird. The African fish eagle is well known in many languages because of its wide distribution. The Haliaeetus genus of sea eagles, which also contains the American bald eagle and the Eurasian white-tailed eagle, includes the African fish eagle. One of the oldest genera of birds still in existence is this one. African fish eagles are recognized by a song that's well known throughout the continent. The symphony of singing couples fills the sub-Saharan region's air just before morning. Number 14. White-bellied sea eagle. The white-bellied sea eagle is one of the most stunning Australian birds of prey. Although it resembles the well-known wedge-tailed eagle in form and is almost as big, the sea eagle is easily identifiable thanks to its stunning contrast of crisp white and ash-gray plumage, as it soars with ease on broad wings. The sea eagle, despite its name, is not restricted to coastal regions. In fact, the species is frequently found in terrestrial wetlands and not near the ocean at all. The head, rump, and underparts of the white-bellied sea eagle are white, while its back and wings are dark gray. When looking at the bird from below, it's simple to see the black flying feathers on the wings when it's in flight. The eye is dark brown, and the long hooked bill is gray with a darker tip. The feet and legs are cream-colored, and the talons are lengthy and black. Both genders are comparable in this way. Like most modern raptors, males are somewhat smaller than females. The wingspan is between 1.8 and 2 meters. As juveniles, young sea eagles are brown. Over the course of their 4th year, they gradually develop patchwork adult-like plumage. Number 13. Peregrine falcon. Attack like a missile. These falcons are fearsome predators who pounce on other birds as well as bats as they're flying. Peregrines hunt from above. When they spot their food, they plunge steeply and quickly, reaching speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. The only continent where peregrine falcons do not reside is Antarctica. They're among the most widespread raptors in the globe. They flourish near beaches where shorebirds are plentiful and love open ranges, although they may also be found anywhere from tundras to deserts. Even atop bridges and buildings in big cities, peregrines have been known to reside. Its name means wanderer, and these birds move considerably outside of the breeding season. Although some live in one spot permanently, many others move about. Those who spend the winter in South America and nest on the Arctic tundra travel up to 15,500 kilometers annually. They possess a remarkable homing instinct that directs them to their favorite areas. Some nesting locations have been inhabited by different generations of falcons for hundreds of years. During the middle of the 20th century, peregrine falcon populations suffered a sharp drop, and in the United States, these stunning falcons were declared an endangered species. Since the use of DDT and other chemical pesticides was reduced, the number of birds has significantly increased. Programs for captive breeding have also contributed to an increase in the birds' population in North America. In such countries where populations are now healthy, there may even be more peregrines than there were before the 20th century collapse. Falconers love peregrines and have employed them in their sport for many years. Number 12. Emu. The emu is a big, hardy, and flightless bird that may be found throughout Australia and New Guinea. It's the only member of the genus Dromaeus and the biggest bird in Australia. The biggest bird in the world is the ostrich, which resembles an emu in size. Despite having a similar appearance to ostriches, emus have 3 toes on each foot and a longer lower profile. Another flightless bird called the cassowary is the emu's closest relative. The emu has a maximum height of 2 meters, a shoulder height of 1 to 1.3 meters, and a maximum weight of 45 kilograms. Although female emus are typically bigger, males and females look identical. Emus have short, downy feathers on their heads and soft, silky brown feathers throughout their plumage that give them a shaggy look. The emu can stay active throughout the hottest part of the day because their black feather shafts and tips absorb the energy from the sun, and their loosely packed inner plumage protects their skin from the heat. Number 11. Indian spotted eagle. The big bird of prey known as the Indian spotted eagle is indigenous to South Asia. It's a member of the Accipitridae family, which includes all common eagles. Common eagles are sometimes lumped in with the bettos, sea eagles, and other larger Accipitridae, but in recent years it seems as though they're becoming less distinguishable from the more slender Accipitridine hawks. The Indian spotted eagle is around 60 centimeters long and has a 150 centimeter wingspan. It has the biggest beak of any spotted eagle and a broad head. With a darker iris that makes the eye look darker than the plumage, this species has a lighter overall coloring than its cousins. Adults may be distinguished from larger spotted eagles by their lighter coloring, darker eyes, and preferred habitat. The juvenile birds are glossy brown after 3 to 4 months, and the ends of their head and neck feathers are creamy, giving them a speckled look. They molt after around 18 months, changing color and reducing spot count. Some of the older youngsters lack the creamy buff nape patch of the junior lesser spotted eagle, and in contrast to the lesser and larger species, are not at all heavily spotted, which makes the popular name somewhat misleading. Number 10. Australian magpie. Magpies are most definitely not vicious, murderous creatures out to get humans. Oh, wait, yes they are. Thankfully, not every magpie swoops. The ones that do are only utilizing their body language to warn other birds, animals, and people to stay away from their eggs or freshly fledged chicks, such as beak clapping, whooshing above your head, and shrieking. Typically, magpies breed from August through October. Early to mid-August is normally when females lay between 3 and 5 eggs, sitting on them for 3 weeks until they hatch. From the moment the eggs are placed until the young birds are fledged, some males protect their nest during these times. They'll attack anything they see as a threat, whether it be a sparrow, a dog, or a person. The good news is that a single magpie will only swoop for around 6 weeks, or until their offspring are fully grown or have flown the coop. Interestingly though, magpies do remember your face. They have incredibly long memories and exceptional facial recall. That means you're likely to receive the same treatment if you've already been swooped, or even if you simply resemble someone they swooped last year. Additionally, magpies frequently return to the same location every year, so if a swooping danger zone existed along your path last year, it's likely to be there this year too. Number 9. Great Horned Owl. The tiger of the night is another name for the great horned owl. One of the owls, this vicious nocturnal predator is the most combative. It'll even feed on owls of other species. It may be identified by its single note and repeated "hoo" cries. Actually, the late winter is when these brave owls give birth to their offspring. The great horned owl is in a lot of children's literature because of its long, ear-like tufts, menacing yellow eyes, and powerful hooting sound. Although this formidable predator can take down birds and animals that are bigger than it, it also eats smaller prey, including scorpions, mice, and frogs. One of the most widespread owls in North America, it can live practically in any semi-open environment between the Arctic and the tropics, including backyards, towns, marshes, woods, grasslands, and deserts. Ospreys, peregrine falcons, prairie falcons, and other owls, as well as the great horned owls and other rappers, are among the major prey that great horned owls take down. The powerful talons of a great horned owl exert 28 pounds of energy to open when they're clasped. The owls shred the spine of huge prey using their lethal grasp. The male great horned owl has a deeper voice and larger voice box, despite the fact that the female is bigger. Pairs often call together with audible differences in pitch. Number 8. Ostriches. Ostriches once roamed Asia, Africa, and the Arabian Peninsula before humans posed a serious danger. Currently, they're only found in sub-Saharan Africa's savannas and forests. You definitely don't want to run into this bird in a dark alley. Ostriches have a maximum weight of 320 pounds and a maximum height of 9 feet. They tower several feet over emu, the second tallest bird at up to 6.2 feet, and weigh over 200 pounds more than the second heaviest bird, the cassowary. Not only are ostrich eyes the largest of any bird, but also of any land mammal. They're even bigger than the bird's own brain, and around half the size of a pool ball. Ostriches are remarkable in that they only have 2 toes on each foot, unlike other birds which have 3 to 4. The fewer digits are said to improve the ostrich's running style and decrease the weight at the end of its legs. Over thousands of years, toothed animals such as horses, antelope, and camels have also lost additional toes and transformed into some of the finest runners in the world. Number 7. Harris's hawk. Harris's hawk is a swift, nimble flyer like other hawks. Despite being smaller than other hawks, it has powerful talons that allow it to grasp tiny birds and animals as its prey. However, there are a few characteristics that set the Harris's hawk apart from other raptors. Harris's hawks hunt in packs, unlike the majority of hawks which hunt alone. In actuality, there can be 9 hawks pursuing a single mouse, pigeon, or other prey. A few of the hawks hunt the prey out of its hiding place. The prey is moved by other hawks in the group towards the group's surviving members, where it's caught. When attempting to chase away another bird or predator, Harris hawks band together. They dive at the intrusive object and paw at it until it flees or becomes hurt. A single Harris's hawk might not appear dangerous, but a group of them can be quite dangerous. The sociable character of these hawks has been ascribed to their intelligence, which makes them simple to teach and a well-liked bird for falconry. Both at Wimbledon's tennis courts and London's Trafalgar Square, trained Harris hawks have been employed to control an unwelcomed pigeon infestation. Number 6. Butcherbird, a deadliest shrike. A huge songbird species endemic to North America and the Siberian desert is the northern shrike. It was once regarded as a great gray shrike subspecies, but in 2017 it was given its own species designation, recognized subspecies number 6. Because they frequently impale their victims on thorn or spikes, this bird and the similar loggerhead shrike are known as the butcherbirds in North America. Observations of wintering habitats in Idaho indicate that there's a need for adequate wintering grounds. When looking for food, northern shrikes frequently perch on high poles and trees. They eat tiny vertebrates as well as arthropods, including spiders, beetles, bugs, and grasshoppers. Number 5. Herring gull. For a number of reasons, herring gulls are among the most deadly birds in North America. They may be deadly to both animals and people because of their brazen nature and sharp beak. This bird usually consumes fish and crustaceans. Unsurprisingly, those who bring food to beaches and shorelines also attract them. These birds are now more brazen in their efforts to steal food as more people spend time on the beach. A herring gull's exceptionally sharp beak poses a danger of injury to anybody attempting to take a sandwich or other item from the bird. They attempt to steal food not just from humans but also from other birds in addition. Even while one herring gull might not be a problem, they can quickly establish large flocks. Therefore, it's advisable to stay away from these birds and never share your lunch. In the winter, keep an eye out for herring gulls around large reservoirs, lakes, and significant rivers. They congregate in practically any open area near food and forage a variety of settings, including open water, mud flats, plowed fields, and rubbish dumps. They breed in the boreal far north, but during the summer months they're most frequently spotted near the Atlantic coast, the Great Lakes, and coastal Alaska. Number 4. Red-tailed hawk. A raptor that breeds over much of North America, from inner Alaska and northern Canada to as far south as Panama and the West Indies, is the red-tailed hawk. It belongs to the most widespread buteo species in North America, or the entire planet. Although it seldom preys on standard-sized chickens, the red-tailed hawk is one of the 3 species that's collectively referred to as a chicken hawk in the United States. In their range, red-tailed hawks can adapt to all the biomes, and they may be found on the outskirts of less favorable environments like deep woods and sandy deserts. Its latitudinal limits are the subarctic near the tree line, and it's not as present in the high Arctic. It prefers a variety of environments, especially those with open forest, woodland edges, and open terrain. The Migratory Bird Treaty Act gives it legal protection in Canada, Mexico, and the US. Number 3. Barred owl. Large nocturnal birds called barred owls are perhaps most recognized for their distinctive calls, which may be heard at up to a kilometer away. They're mostly brown to gray in color with tight, dark barring around their throat and nape, and contrasting dark striping on the underside. They lack ear tufts and have a pretty big rounded skull. The cirri is horn in color, while the bill is a delicate straw yellow. Their dark, expressive eyes are a shade of brown. Like the majority of raptors, this species' females are bigger than the males. Most of the eastern United States, parts of southern Canada, and Mexico all have populations of barred owls. They inhabited ancient mixed and didaceous woods, as well as coniferous woodlands on occasions. Barred owls can also be found in big parks with mature trees, deep damp woods, semi-open forested regions, oak savanna, or cabbage palm habitats, marshy environments, agricultural fields, and open terrain. One cool fact is that the stomach feathers of the barred owls become pink after eating crayfish. Number 2. Crested serpent eagle. The crested serpent eagle gets its name from the food it likes to eat, which includes tiny birds, rodents, crawling creatures, and reptiles. The term serpent comes from a Latin word that refers to snakes or other crawling creatures. This raptor, known as the langkuik locally, may grow up to a size of 74 centimeters. Although snake hunting might be risky, this fearsome raptor with a yellow face has armor-like scales on its legs to guard against snake bites. In open woodlands, on wet grasslands, and at the bottoms of clearings, this bird will often hunt when perched high. This raptor will be flying and hovering over the woodland at midday as it climbs on a thermal. It'll typically make a loud whistle that sounds a lot like a bicycle pump. When disturbed, this large bird makes a lot of noise and raises its crest, which is a sign that you should leave it alone right now before it tears your eyes out. Number 1. The harpy eagle. The harpy eagle is a species of eagle that's native to the neotropics. It's sometimes referred to as the American harpy eagle to distinguish it from the Papuan eagle, also known as the New Guinea harpy eagle or the Papuan harpy. One of the largest eagle species still in existence, it's also the largest and most powerful raptor in its range. It often dwells in tropical lowland rainforests upper canopy layer. Due to habitat loss, it's now extinct in many parts of its former range, and it's virtually entirely extinct over most of Central America. America. It's occasionally classified as the largest eagle, together with the Philippine eagle. Mexico, Central America, South America, and even Argentina are all home to the harpy eagle. Though throughout its entire range, it's rare. The eagle is most common in Brazil. The harpy eagle, which is also shown on the nation's coat of arms, is Panama's national bird. Hope, the 15th harpy eagle released in Belize, was given the title Ambassador for Climate Change in light of the 2009 United Nations Climate Change Conference. Will you be able to avoid swooping season now? What's the most dangerous bird you've ever encountered? Let us know in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.